Hi guys, welcome back. I'm going to be telling you everything that I'm going to bring to my next market with me, including what I priced everything at, how much in total inventory I have, and kind of where I stand in my different categories, and if I need to make anything else last minute before this next market. Okay, so typically when I do a market, I have 4 categories. I have minis, I have smalls, I have mediums, and I have large/jumbo items that I like to bring to my markets. So I'm going to be giving you a rundown of exactly what I made in each of these categories, and I'm going to be starting with minis. So my mini category is actually everything I like to throw into $5, $7, and $8 bins. I do all of these markets with my mom, who is actually here on YouTube as well. She is Apple Tree Boutique, aka Stacy Makes. I'll go ahead and put a little thing right here of her username. I do all of my markets with her, so usually we try to split things kind of 50-50, or she will take an item and run with it, and I'll take another pattern and run with it in my direction as well. Usually we try not to do a lot of overlap unless there's colors that I specifically have that she's like, hey, that would be perfect if you'd make one of these as well in the same pattern that I made. And so we kind of just help fill in the gaps between each other's setups. She just made a new video where she has like, I think it's like $2,000 worth of inventory that she's going to be bringing to this market. So I kind of went a little bit lighter with my inventory this time around. We were both trying to recover from the 2 big markets that we did in December, and so we only had like a month and a half really between the holidays and everything moving around and stuff to really prep and get prepared for this market. And so we pretty much had no stock. I think I had like literally less than $200 worth of stock left from our last market. It was insane. It was awesome though, and we're really hoping that this market is like associated with the same people, so hopefully it'll be as good. Spring markets tend to not be quite as good though, so we'll just see how we end up. So I kind of discussed with her like what I needed to do. We both agree though that we both need to fill in that minis category, which is again the $5 bin, the $7 bin, and an $8 bin. I currently have 18 things for the $5 bin, and so I have these little thick frogs that I like to make. I have them in lots of colors. I made one in this burnout color too. He's super cute. And he has a little butt. He has little butt cheeks. I make these in pretty much any color, especially variegated colors, or if I don't have a lot of a certain color left. We also both make octos for the $5 bin, which I know are super popular and will always be popular. Little kiddos will be sent up there with like a $5 bill, and they'll just get to pick like their own little color, and it's so cute to watch them light up when they find the perfect color that they want. I also have this random little mini bear as well. This was a free pattern on Instagram. I'll try to link it on here if I remember as well. I have these mini squids. I need to make more of these probably, but I also already have a ton of $5 bin options. I think these are going to be super cute and do super well though, and I'm super excited about that. I think that's all I have. I also have some hermit crabs as well. This is my own free pattern on Instagram. This will be the first time I'm taking these little guys to market, so we will see how they do as well, but I'm excited. So that's 18 in the $5 bin, and that equaled up to $90 total, I believe, for all of these, which is actually pretty good. Next we have our $7 bin. I actually only have 2 things that go into the $7 bin. It's a hard range to find items to make in that size and stuff, and so these are just a bigger octo pattern that I found. This one actually has way too many tentacles. It has twice as many because I did the pattern a little wrong, but I still think he's so cute, and he's a little extra jumbo, and I know that somebody will just fall in love with him as well. So we have 2 octos at $7 a piece, and that will be $14. Next we have the $8 bin. I actually had to pay for a pattern for this. I'm not totally in love with how the eyes came out, so I figured I'd go ahead and throw them in the $8 bin, which is usually what ends up happening. This is the baby fish off Etsy. Super cute pattern. It calls for safety eyes, but I wanted to try to make some more patterns this time around that didn't have safety eyes and that just had like sleepy eyes or sewn on eyes to be child safe. So I think this one will be super cute in that category. And then I had this free pattern I found off of Instagram. I just tried real quick while I had this color out, and it's just a little alligator. I modified him just a little bit because it was a little complicated how the pattern was written for me. So I modified him just a little bit, but he's super cute. It would be super cute to make a ton of these and attach like little see you later alligator like tags to them though. And I'm thinking about doing that, maybe not for this market, but maybe for a future market. That would be super cute. So that was 2 items for the $8 bin, which was 16. Again, that was $125 total for my bin items, which again, I don't tag them individually. We just put them in the bins with their designated prices, and we have a sheet behind our little checkout station that says exactly what was in those bins, so we know our inventory and we know what price they will be when people come up. Usually it's just a couple different items, so it's pretty easy to keep in mind that like, hey, the octos are all $5. So that's how we keep track of that. Next, we're gonna jump into the small category. This tends to be like anywhere from like $8 to $15 for me. I have a lot of items in this price range only because this price range is by far my best selling. So let's jump right into that. First off, we have this little turtle. I've had this guy literally forever. He is $15. He's a little pie turtle. He's super cute. He was kind of one of my first makes, so he feels slightly understuffed, so I priced him down just a teensy bit. I'm really tempted to take the tag off of him and throw him into the $8 bin, and I might do that once we get to the market, depending on if we have room for him to set up his own little spot. Next, we have one little love snail. This is so cute. I made a previous video about this on my YouTube as well, about free Valentine's patterns, if you want to go check that out. This is just, again, a little love snail, little heart snail. I priced them at 12. We try to make all of our stuff kind of like in bulk, so it's like a lot of colors of the same items. That way it's easier to shop and find something that you really like. I don't know if I'm gonna put him out or not. I'm kind of nervous too, plus I've never taken one of these to a market before, but we will see. But I have him at $12. Next, we have leggy froggies. I sell my leggy froggies for $10 each. They're just super cute, super, again, leggy. I have 7 of these at $10 each. I haven't personally taken these to markets before. It's something my mom usually makes. She hasn't had a lot of luck with these though, but I kind of got on a kick and I needed something easy to make, so I bulk made a bunch of these. They're also on my Etsy, which is in my description below as well, if you would like to go ahead and purchase one of those. Next, we have mushy boys. These little mushy boys are going to be $10 a piece at our booth. I think this is the one item once I started getting them all out and I realized I only have 5 of these, that I need to make more of these in more colors. I brought some to our Antigua booth mall that we have here locally to sell, and so I'm missing a couple colors that I already made. So I might go ahead and make some more of these little guys, but they're just so stinking cute. They're just so cute. These always seem to be a bestseller and they've been really popular for a while, so I don't know if they're kind of fading out or if they're still in because people have seen them more than other items. So we will just have to wait and see at the show as well. Again, I have 5 of these and they are $10 a piece. Next, we have squids. I think this might be the only other thing I might make as well. I only ended up making 2 of these, which I don't know how because they're very adorable. I made one in this sparkly purple yarn, super stinking cute. I think that's why I've only made 2 of these, because this yarn is still harder to use and a little bit rougher than regular burlap, and so it kind of like deterred me just a little bit. And then this color is also hard to use because it's kind of twisted together, all of these colors are, and so it can be hard to use as well, and it's really hard to see your stitches. So these are both $12 a piece, and I am excited to bring these to my market for the first time. I do have a short and a reel and a TikTok about all of this as well. This was a free pattern I tried on Instagram. If you want to go check that out, my pattern is linked in there for these. Just to clarify, it is not my pattern, but the pattern is linked in there for these. You guys watched me make this one in my last video, but these are just little boba cups. They're super stinking adorable. I just love how these turn out. They're also a very quick make. I'm not going to be making more of these, unfortunately, just because I'm gonna be running out of time, okay? These are $8 a piece. I usually have like a little cup holder that has them all sitting in it, which is always so cute, and it gets people to come to our table a lot because they're like, oh my gosh, what is that? And then they like pick them up and they get to pick out their own color, which is so stinking cute. So I have 3 of these and they are $8 a piece. Next, we have snakes. As I said in all of my past videos, this will always be one of my favorite market makes. I have 5 of these guys and tons of fun colors this time. I did striped colors, which I loved. This one has like a little painted tail almost. I think that's so stinking adorable. These guys are $10 a piece, but kids just love coming up and playing with snakes. For some reason, they're almost like a fidget toy, and you can like tie them in knots and untie them and just play with them. just kind of like wrap them between your fingers and stuff, so they're like super fun to play with. So I think these have been a bestseller so far personally for me and my mom's booth. We love making these so much, especially in the Sweet Snuggles yarn. I don't even think I've made one in Burnout yet, just because they're so much softer and more like textile to play with, I guess, in a way. And so I have 4 of these, and these are $10 a piece in my booth. Next we have chickens. Chickens are $10 at our booth. These little guys have been pretty good sellers so far for us. We've made them in lots of different colors throughout the last year, our last market season. $10 a piece. I think these will do really good just because like Easter's right around the corner, you know, and so these little guys are like the perfect little farm animal to sell at your markets. Again, these are $10 a piece, and I have 6 chickens total. So that is actually all of my small items that I had made for this market. Those all totaled up to be $305 worth of small items, which again is my best seller, so I have the most money put into this category. I am very excited for all of these makes. Again, most of them are actually things I've already brought to markets before, and I know will do well too as well. So I'm very excited to see how they sell at this market though. My next category is actually medium items. My medium items tend to be $16 to like $25 range in there. This category is one of my favorites to make personally. It does have a lot of sew-on pieces though, which tends to be what makes these items a little bit more than the small items, just because there's more parts to sew on, which means more time. And so it makes sense they're a little bit more priced. They're a little bit of a higher price, I should say. So we'll jump right into it, and first off we'll have dragons. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I actually have my own dragon pattern on Etsy. I will have a link down below as well for the dragon pattern, but these are just some of the dragons I've made throughout the last 2 months between pattern testing, pattern designing, just trying to be creative and come up with some cool designs. So that one's my plant dragon. This one I called my little water dragon. This one is just a cute little purple and pink dragon, just a little girly girl dragon. Then we have this bigger one with some spikes on it. And then in the same category, not the same pattern, but the same category, we do have Colonel Creations, a free dragon pattern off of Instagram. I was actually a pattern tester for her, and I love this dragon so much, and I love its little freaking ears. Its ears are the cutest thing in the entire world to me. And I loved making this pattern and pattern testing this for her, so I'm gonna go ahead and sell it as well in the same category. All of these dragons, I put a tag on that says Sleepy Dragons. They are all gonna be $25 a piece for these. Like I said, mostly just because it had so many parts to sew on. It doesn't really take like too long. It just has so many parts, so it does take time just to sew on stuff. I'm very excited to see how these do. I had a different dragon pattern I brought to the previous market here, and I had sold, I think I had 2 or 3 of those dragons, and they all sold within like the first 3 hours, which was awesome for me. So I figured I'd bring some more in some different colors. I'm excited just because there's so many different colors to pick from. If you guys have me on TikTok, you would have noticed that I've made 2 of these bunnies on live already with you guys. These I like to call honey bunnies after my little childhood stuffed animal I named Honey. These are just cute little lop-eared bunnies. It's a free Instagram pattern actually by 1 Cent Crochet. I love this little guy. This is actually an ombre yarn, so his eyes and this one arm are slightly lighter because the yarn color didn't change a whole lot while I was doing the rest of him. But I love these guys so much. They're gonna be perfect again for Easter. That's right around the corner as well. They're not seasonal, but they're kind of seasonal, you know what I mean? So I'm very excited to bring these to my market. These will each be $20 a piece, and I have 4 of them here. If you have me on Etsy, you would have already seen these guys as well, and in my Valentine's video. But these are my koi fish that I like to make. They are so stinking cute. This one was how the original pattern on Instagram by Skye Crochets was supposed to be, and you like sew on the patches. I decided to do color changes the next few times that I had made this guy, and so the color changes are built in. That way I can also put an eye on top of one of the patches, which I think is adorable. These guys will both be $20 each at my market, and I have not, again, brought these guys either, but I'd had people ask me for koi fish in the past before, and so I'm excited to see how these will do at this show as well. I had also forgotten about this little guy earlier. He's so stinking cute. This is my pattern in Posh Yarn. He is just a little baby sleepy dragon. He's so tiny. He literally like fits in my hand pretty much. He's so stinking cute. He's only going to be 15 though. The other ones were 25, but he will be 15 just because he's a little bit smaller, so he took just a little bit less time to make. And I had done the pattern so many times at this point that it was like pretty easy, so it took me quite a bit less time. And so he will be 15 at my market this weekend. So that's all of my medium-sized items. Total, it ended up being $260 worth of inventory in this category. The last category we have is the large/jumbo category. This guy is so big. He is my favorite thing I think I've ever crocheted, and I really want to keep him. I'm just pricing him a little bit higher because he did take me like 6 hours to make. It took me like a skein and a half of yarn to use, but he turned out so stinky and adorable, and I cannot wait to show you. So drum roll please. Here is my husky. Look at how cute he is. He's even cuter on camera. I got this pattern off of Etsy. It was on sale, so I had to get it. And I instantly was like, I have to use this yarn because I couldn't figure out what to use this yarn for. And I was like, it'll be so perfect. It kind of just looks furrier that way. And he turned out so stinking cute. His little nose I embroidered on. He is actually very expensive. I'm not gonna lie. I don't anticipate on anybody buying him at this market by any means. He's gonna be $110 though. He is the cutest thing I've ever crocheted, and look at his little tail. And he is going to be $110, and he is the only thing in this category. In all of our categories, it totaled out to be minis at $125, smalls at $305, mediums at $260, and the jumbo/large category was $110. So total, that brings us to $800 in inventory. This is actually less inventory than I really wanted to bring to this market, but with work being so crazy this time of year for me, my corporate girly job has been keeping me booked. So between that and trying to give my hands a break because they have been really hurting, I have just been a little pressed for time to spend on this. I do upload every Tuesday though. Next week's video will be the market video though, and I will let you guys know exactly what I sold, how well I did, and how much I made from my market. I will be giving you some setups and behind the scenes stuff at the market as well, which I am super pumped about. And if you guys have any questions about any of my patterns, what yarns I used, my hook sizes, anything like that, go ahead and leave a comment down below and I will fill you in. No big deal at all. I will try to respond to any and all comments that happen. I will catch you guys in the next one. Wish me luck in my market, and I will see you later. Bye.